Rehearsals at the band's house. The scene, Sefton Park, in their hometown Liverpool, still Mac's favourite city.
It's as nice as anywhere that I've ever been. Nicer. I think it's one of the most beautiful places in the world.
So you still enjoy living it? Don't you ever get in the feelings like going down to London?
I don't really enjoy going to London. I mean, I don't mind the place or the people. It's just, there's an atmosphere there I can't really get into.
So you'd rather live here then?
Yeah, definitely. There's no traffic jams here, or like when you walk down the busiest street, you don't get umbrellas shoved in your face every 5 seconds.
Why did you decide to take the year off? Must have been quite a decision to make at, that point in your career.
Well, Ocean Rain had just been the most successful album we'd had. And we thought rather than just go straight in and write 12 more songs for the next album, and not cash in but capitalise on that success, thought we'd have a year off so that we'd write different types of songs.
Moon is just one of 11 tracks on Echo and the Bunnymen's Oldies but Goldies collection, and with the inclusion of 7 Seas, The Cutter and Silver, the album's obviously aimed at the Christmas market.
I think it's a thing called promotion.
It's the company wants us to reach a broader audience, and it's their idea of a way to do it. They think it will help.
I don't know, ABBA brought out a singles album in about 1975 or something, I think, of their earlier singles, and it didn't stop them going on to write better stuff. I think it's an introduction for a lot of people who have just become 13 this year, maybe when they were 12, weren't really aware of the band or of music anyway. And I think it's a good opener for people. I mean, first Leonard Cohen album I bought was a greatest hits thing, and it doesn't stop me from, being as big a fan as people who were into him in the 60s, I think.
When the band started in the late 70s, did you imagine that it would go on for so long?
Yeah, well, I didn't imagine it stopping. You don't really think, oh, I'll be doing this in 10 years, you just do it. I think if you start thinking about it, something wrong.
Made of stone, Charlie Claw, no way home. Bring on the headless horses, wherever they may roam. Shiver and say the words of every lie you've heard. First I'm gonna make it, then I'm gonna break it till it falls apart. Hating all the faking and shaking while you're breaking my brittle heart. Brittle heart.
What do you say to people who say, oh, Dancing Horses is just like the same as you were doing before? Perhaps we might have expected you to sound different.
Sod off.
I don't want it to be that different. I don't want us to sound like, Bucks Fizz or anything, or any other band. I think that's, if you form a band, that's because you like what you do. Or if you continue for 7 years, it's because there's something there that you like, I think. The Cutter was really the first song that we wrote that we thought it was worth making a video for, because it looked like it might do well, and we were never really into videos in the first place. But with that one, because it was just us playing with a bit of Icelandic footage shot over our faces and stuff. It seemed like less like a promo and more like a little 3-minute film.
You once quoted as saying that your lyrics change in meaning to you from week to week. So I was thinking, isn't it hard to sort of construct a storyboard for a video if your lyrics are changing all the time, the meaning?
Not really, because it's always the director who constructs it anyway, so... I mean, a lot of the time, like the cow thing on the latest one, that was just Anton being wacky. And either you go along with it or you say, no, that's totally wrong, we won't do it. But usually, I mean, if they're that bizarre, like having a cow in a song called Bring on the Dancing Horses, and the cow's the start of the video, it's so off the wall anyway, it doesn't matter.
You know, when you're talking to the press, you always come across as being quite arrogant, and your relationship with them is sort of a bit of a love and hate thing, really.
Yeah, I mean, I want to curb that a bit, because it just got out of hand. I was becoming like, well, people call me Mac the Mouth, and I'm not really like that, I don't think. There's an element of that in me, but I'm quite shy, really. It was just like some interviews were so boring. I'd say anything just to get it over with. And
he's not a spokesman for the band, he's a spokesman
he's looked
for
on
himself.
it as a spokesman for the band, though, isn't he? Most people...
Well, because he speaks more and people are more interested, generally, I think, in talking to the lead singer, because they consider him the front man of the band and he writes the lyrics. So a lot of the time people would like to speak to him about what he says in the lyrics. And, but no, it's fine, you know, like, not everything he says, but I like a lot of what he says.
I mean, it was meant to be a joke, a lot of it. I'd never thought people took pop singers that seriously. I mean, I don't take them that seriously.
Do you still enjoy being in the band? I mean, do you look on it as a job, or do you look on it as a hobby which happens to be, you know, the way you earn your money?
It's both, really. I mean, it is a job sometimes. Like, you know, there's things you have to do which you wouldn't really want to do. And, but because there's a business and economic side to being in the band, it's, things have to get done sometimes. And that side of it is like a job. But, you know, enjoy it.
Would you rather be doing anything else at the moment?
Rather be riding my bike, I think.
Have you started work on a new album?
Got demos and that together. We're writing songs next week. So we've got about half the next album sort of in demo form. But it's going to be great, I think. Bit different, not as moody and miserable. Although you never know, do you?